If you turn on Channel 19, chances are you're going to see a program that was created by a CMC member. But did you ever wonder how they got started? With me today is someone who did just that, Mr. John Carver. John, thank you so much for joining us. And tell us, how did you get started in creating television?
Well, several years ago, I started writing books and starting a blog that goes to several folks around the world. And I was looking for ways to expand influence and help inspire a lot of people. But TV was not on the radar at all. I grew up with a really, really bad stutter, so being in front of people and or being in public in any form was terrifying. So I have a friend named Paul, and Paul was nudging me to expand my influence more than what I've been doing. And he says, why don't you go over to the CMC and talk to them? I said something like, you must be smoking crack or something, because you're talking to John Carver here, the guy who can't talk straight most of the time. And so he kept nudging me, and then we had lunch one day, and he said, have you gone over to talk to the people at CMC? I said, no, why should I go over there? I don't belong there, you know. You go, you can talk better than me. And he wouldn't let it go. So he says, are you going to go talk to the people at the studio about expanding what you want to do, but you're afraid to do it? I said, man, why are you pushing me? So I did. So that week, I promised him that I'd come over here to the studio, and you guys welcomed me with open arms. That's how I got here. That's a short story, how I got here.
So how did you were writing books, so did you translate the book to video, or how did you go about telling your story?
Well, a big part of what I've been trying to do for a bunch of years is to inspire people. Because I've discovered a long time ago that most people would love to have a coach to come alongside them, kind of help them grow and get better and get through some of their own personal struggles. But some of these people, the coaches and the pros out there are $5,000 and $10,000 an hour. So I thought, I've been in the working world for 30 plus years, and I've learned a lot. So I decided to put that in writing form, and people were attracted to that information. So that kind of, yes, it evolved into this media where it's now grown way, way bigger than I ever dreamed it would. So I'm thankful for everybody here that's made that possible.
Now, you mentioned that you had a speech issue.
Still do.
You're not doing a program that's like you're producing and you're shooting, but it's you on camera. How did you get over that? I mean, how did you tackle that beast?
I'm still not. Earlier today, it was bad. I had some stuff happen, and it's still humiliating. It really is. It's still a daily, hourly struggle that I have to remember how to breathe and remember to breathe. It's a stuttering speech issue that I've studied over the years to try to get better at speaking. So I haven't overcome it. And right now as I'm speaking, I'm very conscious of how I'm breathing so that I don't get stuck and look stupid. So it's a really proactive approach to try to overcome it.
Now, how many programs have you produced?
As of this afternoon, 149 programs that we've expanded, thanks to you guys, to about 22 channels that are seen in 1.7 million homes per week, and we're just opening up Kansas in the last 24 hours. So that's another 15,000 homes that we'll be in as of early March.
Wow.
Of 2019.
And this has kind of become a family affair. I mean, you got other members of the family working with you on this. Tell me about how the production goes and what you guys do.
Well, my son Tim is the behind the scenes guy. He does all the button pushing. I am not technical at all. I don't want to learn it. I'm not technical. So he thankfully does the behind the scenes stuff. And then my wife, Tammy, has become more involved in it over the last 4 or 5 months, because we can see the day when our son Tim is gonna, not want to do it anymore, and he'll have a full-time job or a wife or other priorities. So she's kind of evolving into taking over his spot at some point.
So if someone's watching this and they're on the fence and like they have an idea, but they're like you, they're terrified, they don't want to do this, what would you tell them?
This is not as scary as I thought it was. I mean, I cannot describe to you how terrified I was when I first walked in the door, because I did not feel that I was qualified, I was good enough to be in front of a camera. I've given hundreds of speeches out and about, but in front of a camera is a different story. I freeze up every time. So you guys, the whole team here, really, really helped me. Cody and Mike specifically behind the scenes, they have the patience that I don't have. I mean, they told me the same things over and over again because I'm a little dense up here, and they were just so gracious with their time and helping me learn what to do and how to do it.
Wow. Well, terrific. Thank you so much for joining us, John. And if you would like to get involved and become a media maker or a member, you can visit our website at carrollmediacenter.org.